Everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 25, Riverbend Springs Scratch Start Episode 32. We are going to lease this Valtra to get our plowing done properly, and hopefully it doesn't take that long. Our plan today is to plow and plant. We've got to get our barley in, which is at this point the rest of everything. We got oats, and now we got something planted. Did we plant? We got our barley in. We want, yeah, we got our barley in already. We want to get these guys properly prepped and prepared for planting. Might as well, not a lot else to do. Come January, we're going to have quite a bit of money in bread. At the moment, 98,000, but I think we're still processing some flour, so we will be rocking that as well. I did not look forward to plowing all of those fields with the underpowered tractor, so we just had to spend the money on the lease since we can't afford to buy the thing directly. I've owned these Valtras before and they're actually pretty good. We're just going to get on in and get everybody plowed. While we're considering other things. Yeah, this is way better. It was going like, I think 12 max and having trouble. So this shouldn't take too long. And then we'll be able to get, we'll be able to rest easy knowing that we'll be able to plant our oats next month. Or not next month, but in March. And maybe we can get a few contracts done if there are any. There may be some harvesting to do if we're lucky, although I may have missed that. So, yeah, like I said, we're going to get this done and I will talk to you in a bit. Quick update, we've got those two fields plowed and I've checked on this guy and he doesn't have any weeds. And I forgot to roll him again, which is unfortunate, but I guess I was in a bit of a rush last episode because it had taken so long to plow and plant with our tiny planter. It's going to take a long time to plant again. But we got to get the newest field plowed up, and then we'll be able to move on to something else. I've checked on some various looked at the contracts. Nothing great right now. Tiny cornfield. That's basically it. But yeah, we're gonna find something to do. That's for sure. We just got a bit more to go around. And then we can really start hoping for a decent, close by, not too huge, not too small, maybe corn contract. There's a cornfield right next to our fields that I would really hope would end up as a contract, but so far hasn't. So, disappointed there. This should be the last little bit. See, I missed a little tiny dollop right there. All right. So I have another 0.6 hours available on this tractor. So I might just keep it. I might just do a plowing contract with it. Actually, 69 would be a good one. Since we have it. So let's just send a helper down to do that. Hopefully he'll figure out how to do that. In the meantime, let's look at other possible contracts. Fill that tiny one, 28. And another tiny one, 49. That's still not big enough. Lots of hoeing. I guess we could send our guy out on a hoeing job, or we could just borrow him. No, we'll do it ourselves. Yep. This guy out of the way. We could also sell the wood. Probably want to move eggs. Okay, for whatever reason, that thing couldn't figure out a route to it. Oh, you know, we do own a mower too, so maybe there's mowing to be done. I haven't been looking at that. I kind of forgot about the mower. So we'll get a work going here, and then we'll go solve our issue. With this guy. Well, we probably just want to back up and turn around. I imagine that will solve the problem. I'll just drive it there. Probably would have been better off going a different route, but it is what it is. Well, that was definitely the long way around, but we're here now. It's time to get her To get her plowed up real quick. This ought to be real quick. This is a contract, so it don't have to be perfect. Okay, I've had a quick glance at the eggs on my way past, and I think they'll hold for one more month. We still have a whole bunch of time on this tractor. It'd be nice to get something else done that needed that effort. Yeah, we could do the 11K cultivation. That seems like a good plan. We're gonna borrow the items, but I'm going to use the bigger tractor. I think this tractor is going to be bigger than the stayer. Although at 0.6 maybe we shouldn't use that one. The hoeing is still going. And I didn't see any mowing. Yeah, no mowing. Yeah, so that's basically all we can do. I had determined previously that we didn't need pH yet, and that we would need fertilization, but we needed more fertilizer for that. So I'm gonna have to, at some point here between now and March, pick up a tank of fertilizer and get the last bit of fertilizations done. But we can go get this cultivation on. Alright, we picked up our big ol' cultivator, or maybe not that big, but certainly something this guy can handle. And we are just gonna get on cultivating this. It looks like our hoeing job is done. Maybe we can get another one. Hoeing, yes. All the way down there. Up that one. And we will send this feller down to do that job. Go. Hopefully he figures out how to get there. Slower than I was hoping. I'm gonna have to give him a hint. Nope, he's got it. He figured it out. Alright, we're gonna roll on cultivating this big old field here. I'm getting pretty sketched out here. I do not want to pay another 14 grand for this thing. It's currently at 0.8 hours. I may have to go get the other. You know, I'm gonna bring that thing down here just in case. Because this gets up into the 0.9 range, and I'm not going to want to continue and risk paying 14,000, losing all of the money I've made today. Over a simple mistake like that. So we're going to keep going here. Alright, we do have to return that thing. It's at 0.9 now, and that's as risky as I'm willing to risk. But I think we got some use out of it. I don't know if we got 14K worth, but we got this guy. 6280. Hopefully it does operate okay without a front weight. I don't see why it would need a front weight. I think that's just kind of like default, given that it's trailed, is what I mean to say. Right, there we go. But it seems to be working just fine, so cool. We are having a bit of a trouble getting on the line though, for some reason. Huh. Maybe we did need the... Yeah, we do need that front weight. Look at that. Wow. And there's nothing for it but to go get the front weight. You know, we do have... Where'd that guy go? Yeah, okay. What we're gonna do is go back home and get the front weight. We're gonna get the borrowed one. No, we're not gonna go back home. That would be the silly... That would be the silly one. We're gonna cut across this guy's field. We're just gonna go put the hoe on the front of that thing. That's the answer. I am running out of time here. I have a business meeting to make in about 20 minutes. So that's kind of my hard stop for the recording of this episode. I know I'm pushing it, but that's that. So we're gonna get up there and put this hoe on the front of that stayer. Well, it does appear to be working properly with this thing on the front. And it's quite interesting that it's heavy enough that it actually was lifting up the front end after all that talk about, oh, I don't need a front weight. Ha ha ha. Yeah, so anyway. We're getting close. We still got some time though. It's not exactly a fast process. Alright, that thing's done. We can collect up our money. And we can go get this guy. But I'm going to leave it here. I left us in 1 times all month, all episode, unfortunately. I don't really have an indication of how long this video is going to be. But, yeah, we're going to leave it here. And we may pick back up in October. There's quite a few possible contracts still. But whatever we do, that's the end of this episode. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time.